I thought I'd make this video in the hope that it's helpful to some people. It's something that I've found really helpful for me, and it's something that having spoken to pupils, they've said that it's really good to see their teacher as they're going through the PowerPoint. So you'll know that when we're using Teams, we can only show our PowerPoint or show our video. And I think it's been really convenient if we could do both, but Teams doesn't allow us to. So I've tried to find a way around that, which is what I'm showing you now. So I use this program, which is called Loom, right? So I would just open Loom in the usual way. And what I've done is I've opened Loom, just before I started this video, and I'm currently recording this video using Loom. Now, when I use it with pupils, I don't record it. I just have the program open and I use its capabilities, right? And what's good about it is what I'm going to show you. So I would just join my lesson in the usual way. So I'm going to join my higher class, which is later today. Now there's not going to be any pupils, but hopefully this will be enough to show you what this option is capable of and what's quite useful about it. So when I join, I'm just joining the usual way, but the only thing is I just have to make sure my camera is off. The reason my camera has to be off is because my camera is already being used by another program. So I have my camera on Teams off, my sound just whatever way I would normally have my sound, and then I join. What will happen is it will just bring it up in the usual way, right? So you see, pupils are waiting in the lobby, etc, etc. There we go, waiting for others to join. And what I like to do, although you can do anything you like really, I like having the chat on. I like having the chat on because it means that I can see what the pupils are saying, and in a minute you'll see another reason I like to have the chat on. I then have to go to share and share options, right? So normally we would maybe share a PowerPoint, or we would share something else, a whiteboard, or whatever you might want to share. You have to share screen one. By sharing screen one, which I'm about to do, you will see the red border goes around and it shares whatever it is on your screen. So obviously you've got to be careful not to have any sensitive information open, but because you're sharing your full screen with the pupils. But at the moment, because that red border where it is, the pupils would see exactly what you are seeing. So they would see me, they would see waiting for others to join, and they would see the chat. Now that's not really what I want them to see. What I want them to see is the PowerPoint. And then I would bring that up. Now, as you can see, I've got my PowerPoint set in slideshow mode, so full screen essentially, but it's not full screen. The reason for that is I don't want it covering the chat and I don't want it covering me. I want it being a good size, but I also want these other two things on the screen. Now, to get that set up, you need to go into your PowerPoint as normal, and you have to go to slideshow, and you have to go to set up slideshow, and then browsed by an individual, right? So you click that, slideshow, set up slideshow, browsed by an individual, and then OK. And what that allows me to do is when I do go into slideshow mode, it allows me to change the size of the window, right? So I can have it anything I like, you can make it bigger if you want it, but I like it so it's just about there, right? So it allows me to see the chat, but it allows the chat on the right hand side, it allows a decent sized PowerPoint, and that allows me. And then what I can do is I can flick through the PowerPoint in the usual way, but rather than just me speaking over it, I can have myself, and obviously we know the benefits of that in terms of facial expressions, hand gestures, all the rest of it. That just makes it a little bit more personable for the pupils. Obviously there are times where that image gets in the way of some text, so what I can maybe do is I can move it across the other side. I can move it on top of the chat. It normally moves a wee bit more less glitchily than that, but I think because I'm recording it's been a wee bit glitchy, but it should move over there in a few seconds, I think. I'll try again. It does move over, trust me, it's just because I'm recording it, it's been a wee bit glitchy. There we go, right? So I can move that so that pupils can see the PowerPoint. There will also be times where I don't want to be on screen. I want to maybe turn myself off, so I can do this one, the little person icon. Now what that does is it will change it to my default image, which I've set up with the software when I created my profile and stuff like that. I just I can click on that and it'll set up, it will just flick to a still image. You can have anything, you can have a black circle or whatever. Mine is set up as that, and I can then just flick through so the focus is no longer on me at all, it's 100% on the PowerPoint. I might do that. I might then turn my microphone off. If I turn my microphone off, what will happen is it takes the PowerPoint away because I've chosen this as the sort of main program, but to get the PowerPoint back up I just have to open it like that again, and the PowerPoint's still there. Obviously if I'm sharing the screen with the pupils, I need to make sure I do that so that they can see the PowerPoint, unless obviously they have it open on their own device. And that is it. If I want, at times I can, give them 5 minutes to do a task and say, right guys, and I can turn the mic back on and I can say, okay, get everyone, you have 30 seconds to finish off, 30 seconds to finish off, and we'll be starting the lesson again. I bring the PowerPoint back up. I think, right, 30 seconds is up, I need to come back on now. I press that little person icon again, but again this has been a little bit glitchy because I'm recording. I click on my little person icon and then I'll be back, and then I continue with the lesson. I'll be back on the screen and then I can keep working through the PowerPoint, and I've found this really quite useful. It's something that the pupils have told me has been beneficial for them. They've said that most teachers that they've got, all they're doing or what they're doing is they have their PowerPoint up and they speak over it, or sometimes they'll have their video of them, but they've told me that they've not seen any other teachers use both at the same time. This doesn't normally take so long to come back on the screen, to be clear. See, when you're doing it yourself, it will take a second. It's just taking a long time because I'm recording it at the same time. My computer's doing too many things at once, basically. But I hope that's of some help to some people. I'm just going to stall a wee bit until I do come back on the screen, and if it is any help, there we go. I hope that's something that you can use, and it might be something that, as I say, just replicates the classroom experience a wee bit more. Alright, thanks a lot.